Hi everyone, today we will continue reading this book. The book's title is Everything You Need to Know About Dinosaurs. Treetop feeder. Massus pendulus was a successful treetop feeder that could survive in many different parts of the early Jurassic world. Its fossil remains have been found in North America, Asia, and Africa. This proves that Massus pendulus was able to feed on the various trees that grew in the different regions. Scientists once thought that Massus pendulus walked on all fours and raised itself up onto its hind legs to feed in the trees. It is now believed that the dinosaur was bipedal but dropped down onto its hands to eat ground plants. Massus pendulus had a small head relative to its body size. Its jaws were lined with peg-like teeth. The shape of the teeth was ideal for stripping twigs and leaves from trees but not for chewing them. Tough diet. Massus pendulus could eat tough coniferous plants, like modern monkey puzzle trees, even though it could not chew. Instead, the dinosaur swallowed stones, known as gastroliths, which ground up the plants in its stomach. And this is a picture of the stones, which is known as gastroliths, and this is a picture of monkey puzzle twig. Massus pendulus could use its hands to support its weight when it was on all fours. This dinosaur may also have used its hands to grasp plants and then strip them using its thumb claws. Do any modern animals swallow stones too? Modern plant-eating birds, such as turkeys and pheasants, swallow pieces of grit to help grind up their food. They have beaks instead of teeth, so they cannot chew. Amazing! Smooth gastroliths have been found in Massus pendulus skeletons. It is thought that when the gastroliths had been worn smooth, the dinosaur would regurgitate them. Vocabulary. Coniferous is any tree or shrub that has cones and year-round green leaves. Regurgitate is to bring back up to the mouth something that has been swallowed. Long-necked dinosaurs. A group of large, long-necked four-legged dinosaurs called sauropods appeared in the Middle Jurassic. Cetusaurus, the biggest of the early sauropods, was the length of a sperm whale. Sauropods from the late Jurassic were more than twice that size. Spinosaurus from Middle Jurassic China was about 33 feet long from its snout to the tip of its tail. It was short-necked for a sauropod, so it probably browsed ground plants rather than tall trees. Sauropods lived and traveled in herds. Trackways show that the young traveled in the middle of the herd, with the adults on the outside for protection. Cetusaurus roamed the plains of Western Europe and North Africa. Like all sauropods, it had pillar-like legs, and its tail was long and heavy. Cetusaurus grew to about 60 feet in length and weighed up to 30 tons. What does Cetusaurus mean? The name whale lizard. The dinosaur was given the name by Richard Owen in 1841. He knew that this giant was a reptile, but thought that it swam in the sea. Vocabulary. Sauropod is a plant-eating dinosaur with a long neck and tail. Trackway is a set of fossil footprints made by a particular animal as it traveled. And you can do this interesting creative corner. Armored dinosaurs. In the early Jurassic, some plant-eating dinosaurs began to develop body armor for protection against predators. Early armored dinosaurs, such as Saladasaurus and Scutellosaurus, had rows of bony plates and studs, called scutes, on their skin. The armor of later armored dinosaurs was even more advanced and more threatening. We know from fossil finds that Saladasaurus grazed on the shores of southern England. It had short legs, so it could not outrun many predators. But its body armor could bring a theropod's bite to a crunching full stop. Saladasaurus' skin was covered in pea-sized scales and rows of scutes. These added protection to the dinosaur's neck, back, and sides, but the armor was not perfect, as a predator could nip at the unarmored parts. Scutellosaurus had more than 300 scutes on its back, sides, and tail, and it walked on two legs, but its armor made its body heavy in the front, so it probably walked on all fours as well. Amazing. In 1863, Richard Owen described the first Saladasaurus skeleton ever found while it was still encased in rock. This rock was not removed from the fossil until the 1960s. Modern armored animal. A modern armadillo has armor to protect it from the claws and jaws of meat eaters. It is almost impossible for a predator to get through to an armadillo's soft body when the animal rolls itself into a tight ball. The early armored dinosaurs were not as well protected. The first Stegosaurus. Stegosaurus was a group of four-legged plant-eating dinosaurs with impressive body armor. Early stegosaurs included Huayangosaurus and Decentrurus. These creatures had rows of tall, bony plates jutting up from their necks, backs, and tails, and their bulky bodies carried relatively small heads. Huayangosaurus' armor protected its back from the jaws of meat eaters. It also helped make the dinosaur look big and fierce, so a predator would think twice about attacking it. Spikes on the end of the tail made it a useful weapon of defense. The skeleton of the late Jurassic stegosaur, Decentrurus, is known only from a handful of bones. They are shown in this illustration, but we can figure out what the whole skeleton and the animal look like by comparing it with the skeletons of better-known stegosaurs. Amazing! Stegosaurs have brains the size of a walnut. This is tiny when compared with their overall size. It is possible that these creatures were not very bright. Were the bony plates only for defense? The plates may have helped stegosaurs of the same species recognize one another. They may also have absorbed heat from the sun to keep the dinosaur warm. Vocabulary. Stegosaurs is a group of four-legged bird-head dinosaurs from the Jurassic and early Cretaceous periods. Walnut is a wrinkly nut that you can eat.